We're already having fun, sports fans. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas' daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Now, guys, we have a great show. Let me bring the panel on. We'll get into my voice in a second. We're having some fun already, laughing. Pavlos, Laguretos, Don Buster. Good morning, Pavlos. How are you today, buddy?
Good morning. Doing great. A bit of a whiplash on my back or something. I just slept the wrong way, but it's a good day overall. I do have some plays up for tonight. I'm passing tomorrow because it's just a bad day for soccer, and back to it on the weekend.
Now, Pavlos, on a side note, I will tell you this. You date those Kardashians, and they all got those big butts. You know, I got to tell you, you're not a kid anymore. You date some of those girls with the big butts, your back is going to go out. That's all I want to say to that. Having said that, good morning, Don Buster. How are you today?
Always good, Joe, when we have a few laughs before the show. And I'm sorry to hear that you have that little sore throat going on there. But, sometimes that's what happens when you get I know if the weather is like it is here, so, it gets real cold for some reason at night. And then it's like super hot during the day. So that kind of can screw you up. You know what I mean? So.
Don, I get the sore throaty thing a lot. I mean, I don't shut up. We know I can give aspirin a headache, so to speak. But it's not that. A couple times a year. I moved to Vegas 32 years ago, and literally we would get if we got 3% humidity, it would be huge. Now we get 20s, 30s, 40s, mornings, 40s, and 50s. It goes down later on in the day. The last couple of springs and summers, it was tough, especially for us people. Now, guys, you might laugh when you go, well, I live on the East Coast. I live up in the Midwest. I live in farm country. I live down in Texas. I live in Florida, where the humidity, blah, blah, blah. But when you move to a certain place that is such a dry climate, and then the weather turns.
Yeah, it does.
The weather turns, our blood thins. So now, when I first moved here, Don, from New York, I would go back to New York, and I couldn't take the humidity there, but I can take the 116-degree heat here. It doesn't bother me. The heat still doesn't bother me, but as soon as it gets a little humid, I start looking like a hooker in church, so to speak, the sweat and all that stuff. So having said all that, I am a little under the weather. I want to say good morning to Dionne. We'll get into me being under the weather. Good morning, honey.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Sorry you're not feeling well.
No, it's okay. But you did make my day. And Don made me laugh before the show. Before every show, because some of our people behind, not our panelists, but some people in the world don't think a public display of affection is the perfect thing for a sports betting show. If it was up to me, we'd be making out and groping each other. But
that's a whole different
before every show, I give my wife a kiss, and she's got lip gloss on. Lip gloss? Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, man, it brought me straight back to the days where, remember when making out was so much fun? Now all these girls want is sex, sex, sex. We want to cuddle us, guys. But no, I remember those days. I miss those days. I really do. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, it's kind of hard to cuddle because it's 4 dogs.
Well, I know. Well, I got a whole other. I had a good comeback. I'm gonna let it go because you are my wife. But yeah, I'm a little under the weather. I went over to Walgreens about 4:30 this morning, and guys, going to Walgreens is always a treat. It's like a smaller version of Walmart. You could walk into the restroom, see somebody stark naked in a Walmart bathroom, or sometimes even through the store. Walgreens there's always somebody, no matter what neighbor you live in, there's always some tweaker in there tweaking out, looking to buy cough medicine. And the funny thing happened. I came home, I couldn't wait to tell them. Walked into and they got the rudest employees ever. Every Walgreens in the world, they go out of their way. Oh, you think customer service is important? Don't hire that sucker. And they hire the nastiest, crankiest people ever. I went in there, they had the 2 nicest ladies, but it was about 4:30 in the morning. By the time I was in there getting my stuff and checking out, I got some Gatorade, I got some soup, and I got some Theraflu. So I'm really feeling a little crappy today. And the 2 nicest ladies, but it was 4:30 in the morning. And between them, they had, let me tell you, Don and Pavlos, they worked in a pharmacy when they were still selling cocaine and opium over the counter. They had to be, and I'm not lying, 150, 155 between them. I'm like, how the hell are they going to stop anybody in this store or deter anybody from robbing the store? I'm like, man, I felt kind of bad. But having said that, went to Walgreens, came home, got some news today, obviously, and we were talking before the show, guys. Tom Brady put out something on social media that he is retiring. Pavlos, would you like to chime in on that one before I do?
Listen, I'm not an NFL guy, but I know that he has retired like a couple of times in the past, and he keeps coming back. Maybe he misses his wife, the beautiful Giselle. But I think he's coming back. I'm not sure how old he is, but I think again, I know very few stuff about the NFL, but I think you can play that. You can play that sport in your early 40s, mid 40s. So I think he might be coming back. He might be coming
All
back.
right, Don. What about you? You have any thoughts or comments on Tom Brady?
I'm kind of the mind of what Pavlos just said. You know what? Who knows? Maybe he just, once I see him not play for a full year, then I might believe he's retired. But right now, who knows what's going on there? Like we already saw last year or 2 years ago there what happened. So there's all kinds of talk of him going to maybe even to Las Vegas, maybe into San Fran. There's all kinds of places that he might show up. Who knows? Maybe if I'm Tom Brady, I sit back, wait till week 16 and see somebody go, maybe a Josh Allen or one of those guys that are running all over the field go down in that game, and then I'll come in and save the day for the franchise and play like 3 weeks or something. So who knows? Who knows with him? It's all publicity. The NFL has to keep that entertainment going, especially with an off week. Maybe God forbid, maybe no one will talk about the NFL for one day out of the 365 days we have a year.
Yeah, I just read, I think Pavlos, I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, I think he's 45, and he's got in cash that we know about. So we never know, because we know he lost some money in those investments and this and that, and so did she. $250 million cash. Now, I got to tell you, there is nothing left for the guy to do it. Nobody will ever win as many rings as him. Nobody's ever going to go down in the history of the sport as great as him. And I never liked anything from the state of Massachusetts, but I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Nobody's going to get his accomplishments, but nobody has his ego either. We always see some of these great players stay a little too long, and I don't want to see anybody hurt. I really don't. But, we see some of these guys, Don Buster, that, I ran into the bus. What was it? Jerome Bettis, like 2 years ago. The guy couldn't walk. When I tell you couldn't walk, he couldn't walk. Guy was in a wheelchair. He was getting carted around. Then when he went to get up from the wheelchair to a chair, he needed two guys to help him. And I feel for people like that. And I don't want to see anybody spend the rest of their lives like that, or any time part of their lives like that. It's kind of horrible. But having said that,
wait,
yeah.
Didn't a few months ago, didn't Giselle tell him, Brady, it's either me or football? And he said, I'm sticking with football. You can bye-bye. Well, so now she left. So maybe this was his whole plan all along so that he could just be single, and now he's retired.
We don't know, but we also know, we have some friends in the circles. And I'm not saying anything libelous or scandalous. I will in a minute, though. Trust me, so stay tuned. I am going to say something in a minute that will get me sued, and I don't care. Sue me. I got lawyers on retainer. And they could drag shit out. Shit out. Anyway, I will say that, we all know from behind the scenes who calls the shots in that relationship.
She did.
She did, hands down. That their arguments, and we have friends that live next door to them.
Maybe this was his way out.
But we don't know. They used to hear them yelling, and then he used to like a little schoolboy be sitting in the corner or sitting in the front of the back of the house, and like they had an argument once over candy bars. A friend of mine was telling me they live right by candy bars. I want to give the damn kid a candy bar. Let me get. No, you won't. You get out. I don't know what to say. So what are you going to say? I mean, the guys, man. Also, please understand this, guys. Just like the Tiger Woodses and the Kobe Bryants, rest in peace. I'm not picking on that, but a lot of these wives know all the secrets. They know who's taking, and I'm not saying who's taking steroids or who has the extracurricular activities or who did this or who did that or who did this, and they got to dummy up. I mean, Tiger Woods, man, he's got more skeletons in his closet than a friggin' graveyard. I knew about them at Stanford. I'm not going to get into them now. I had a friend of mine play golf at Stanford when he was there, told me everything about it. Told me Joe, he's the greatest golfer I've ever seen. He says, but there's a lot more going on with Tiger Woods. A lot of these people, man, let's face it. People you've been down with, they know everything. So when it's time to go, you don't know who's being held hostage, no matter who wears the pants or the dress or whatever. Having said that, speaking about libelous, Don Buster, I want to tell you something funny. I had to tell Pavlos before the show. He popped in the waiting room before you. You're going to laugh at this. So not one, not two, but three people I know have come out and stated that allegedly the Beckhams, David and Pasha, Victoria, whatever that snooty brunch name is, go to strip clubs and proposition strippers, male and female, to go home with them. Now, 3 people have come forward about these allegations. All right, some person actually has some proof. They said it's going to come out, but apparently they say $10,000 come home with us. 1 guy, 2 girls. Now, 1 guy and 1 girl said yes, I went home with them. Described their house, described everything. 1 girl says no, I didn't do it. Don't believe her. I was just telling Pavlos before the show. She is a big influencer on social media who's now doing adult films, and I've seen some of the stuff she does. And if she doesn't do stuff for money, nobody does. I'll tell you that. Having said that, but kind of funny how everybody's got their own little quirky things.
Yes.
And you pick on me for the stuff that I do. Anyway, having said that, guys, Dionne's got a couple of discounts. The floor is open if you have any questions or comments. We like to have a lot of fun here. It's only 4 of us here. We've got Pavlos and Don, who are family to us. Normally, we have 3, 4, 5 guests on, so a little more fluff. I do like doing the fluff because it gets you, relaxed before, boom, we tell you about the discounts, get into some free winners. Dionne, tell everybody a discount we got going on.
So I have just 1 discount right now. Right now over at Sports Memo and Wager Talk, you can get Super Bowl to Super Bowl, all access, all sports, everything that any capper has going on, whether it's 5%, 10%, anything major. You can get it right now for $11.99. There is no code needed at all for that discount. But the best thing about it is not only do you get Super Bowl to Super Bowl, but if you buy that right now, you'll get everything from now until the Super Bowl of next year. So you're going to go ahead and get an extra 2 weeks added onto that for $11.99. That basically comes down to less than $100 a month, and you cannot go wrong for that price. So head on over to Sports Memo and Wager Talk and pick up that deal that we have going on right now from some of your favorite cappers.
Best custom appreciation discounts on the planet are at Sports Memo and Wager Talk after the show. Be sure to take it. This is a great one. It's a great one. Pavlos, Don, Dionne, myself, any of the great cappers at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. And this is on both sites, guys. Mm-hmm. So, whether you bet $50 a game, $5 a game, or $50,000 a game, you will get a return on your investment, because that's what this is, guys. This is an investment. All right. I know some people, whenever you spend money, you want it back today. I get it. I'm a human being. I get it. I have the same feelings myself. But this is an investment. And when you bet on sports, I'll be honest, I follow Pavlos in soccer, Don in hockey. I follow my wife with college basketball totals, and I'm one of the best and most successful cappers in the history of this business. So that is an investment, guys. Now, we don't win every single game, but we are going to win a lot more than we drop. And honestly, guys, you're never going to see Pavlos lose something by 6 goals, or Don tell you over and it's under 1-0. It doesn't happen very often. Or Dionne telling you take an under and it total goes over by 40. Those things don't happen. All right. So I want you to know, when you're sick, you go to a doctor. When you need winners, you go to the people at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. Having said that, guys, I normally close the show with my free plays, but I'm going to take the floor first, and I'm going to tell you why. No, I don't feel well this morning. A little headache, a throat thing, chest thing, aches and pains, coming down with something. Right after this show, I'm going on the couch over there, about 30 feet that way. We have a 15-foot by 15-foot couch with a couple of chaises and a 5-foot ottoman. I'm going to go watch Babylon and probably some old Inspector Clouseau movies. I need to laugh my butt off. I did my due diligence this morning. I got up at 2 a.m., very late 2 a.m. Here's the schedules we got today, guys. I looked at I did my numbers, and if you can see, I highlighted 22 games that my numbers told me to look at. I narrowed it down to 6. I narrowed it down to 1. Did not like anything. The pros, a little strange now. Now, I think the pros have been a lot harder to handicap this season. Last season was bad. This season's worse. It's just worse because of the injury situation. Every given day, you don't know if the superstars are playing or not until really just before game time in a lot of cases. Now, I have sources that I use for injuries. And this morning, as of 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I called 2 of my sources, and they both said, Joe, I ain't got a friggin' clue what is going on. Give me a couple more hours. Now, that's my words, not theirs. But I got to tell you, man, I found nothing in the pros, and I narrowed it down. I told you, from 22 to 6 to 1, and I crossed out every damn game. Now, I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners. If I'm not betting the game, I will never ask you to bet them. I am not a hypocrite. I don't just throw something up there half-assed. All right? And I really didn't like anything, so I'm passing today. I didn't even like something enough to put out a free play. That's how much. Now, yesterday, my free play won. I think I came in with Wake Forest.
You did.
Wake Forest, I think. And that's another thing, guys. I've hit a little bit of a cold streak last few days on college basketball, which never happens to me. Never happens to me. And in 20 years, 20 years, this is my 20th season, I've never really encountered a small cold streak. Win, lose, that's one thing. A cold streak is another. I lost a couple in a row. Yesterday, I circled 3 games, gave 2 out as free. Won them both. Gave out Wake, and I gave out Miami, Florida. And then I put up Kansas State because I thought it was just too many points, and they lost. So that's time to say, hey, obviously I want to promote something, go buy this, go buy that. That's, we want you to buy our place, but I don't have something that I'm betting on. I would never ask you to do that. But I am going to promote one thing, guys. I think Pavlos and Don and the rest of you guys are going to get a kick out of this. I'm going to promote one item today. That's the fact that Joe D is still the sexiest and most savory guy in the business. Period. That's it, hands down. That's all I'm promoting today. That
Wait. I don't remember making that banner this morning.
You did it. I made
that one in
and I
this
put
morning?
3 hearts with arrows through it because I'm breaking hearts. I'm killing books and I'm breaking hearts.
You see
guys,
how he just slipped that one in?
Even it's like a first date. Guys, even though I don't feel well, I don't look too pretty, and I don't sound too pretty, I'm still the sexiest, the most savory guy in the business. I wanted to make you guys laugh today. But let me tell you, on a more serious note, I want to talk about Don Buster. Don Buster is one of the best people on this planet, let alone in this business. He's also one of the most successful handicappers in this business. And I got to tell you, working with Don, he has as much or more integrity than anybody I've ever worked with. He's all heart, guys, and I got to tell you, it's always those guys that could bench press an Oldsmobile that have the biggest hearts in the world. He might be the sweetest guy in the world, but he's also one of the winningest, the most successful cappers in the history of this business. Don't believe me? Check out the numbers. Hockey, football, basketball, golf, which I know he's excited about, is just around the corner for him. He is one of the best ever. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him. On the premium side of Sports Memo, he's got a free best bet. Don Buster, the floor is yours.
Well, as always, Joe, thank you for those kind words. You're the probably best in the business of buttering guys up. That's for sure. You do a great job, and without missing a beat too. I'm really impressed with how you're like a wordsmith. Let's just say, unlike myself, who even though I've been doing this on the Puck Time and other shows that we do here, I kind of stumble through my words. But you know what? As I always say, I'm a gambler first. I'm, this hype and talking stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard for me. But anyways, I will do what I've done on this show, the First Family Show for a while. Now I'm going to break down an NHL game. We only have 2 NHL games for tonight because it's the All-Star break coming up. So these are the last 2 games, and they won't play again until Monday. So our play for the show here, since we had 2 games to pick from, it is a best bet that we put out just to our clients only. It's Buffalo, Carolina, over 6.5 for tonight. Now, Carolina comes to Buffalo in less than 24 hours. They came back and beat the Kings last night 5-4. And with that over in that game, Carolina are now 11-3, the last 14 to the over. Now, we have talked steady about how we firmly believe Buffalo is just a dead over team. Now that has started to change a bit as they have played a little bit more defensively. But when I go through some game and I look at it again, it might be just like they're getting a little bit better goaltending of late, So I still believe they're a dead over club. They have won the last couple of games under, but between these 2 clubs, when they get together, they play overs. They've already played this year. It was a 5-3 Carolina win. And like I always say, Buffalo, especially at home, they play way more offensive. And as I say, they don't play much defense. And one good thing about taking Buffalo overs too, Buffalo's very, very good on the power play, but they're horrendous on the penalty kill. So that seems to tend to, you might pick up a couple of goals in those situations. As I was saying with when these 2 teams get together, the last 10 games, 8-1-1 to the over. Now this is the last game for both teams because, like I say, the All-Star break, and both these teams, they don't even play till like the 11th of February after this game, so they have like 10 days off. So I was saying this yesterday in the Puck Time show. You kind of wonder if all these teams are going to play some pond hockey. Last night's results seem to be the answer to that is yes. Every one of them went over easily. There's only 2 games tonight. This one, with all the situations alone and the way these two teams play each other, gotta like the over here. We have took the over 6.5 with Buffalo and Carolina.
Great stuff from Don Buster. Guys, he said over. Carolina, Buffalo over 6.5. He is a winner. Grab that play it. It is a winner, and you will be a winner if you go over after the show and follow Don on his premium releases over at Sports Memo. He is a winner. Don, thank you. You're always so kind and supportive to say that I butter people up. What a coincidence! After the show, I'm going to be buttering my wife up like a biscuit. That's a whole other story. No, you know what else? Can you? I
was waiting for that one until you hyped me up and buttered me up, and I was going to say that then, and you stole it.
So I stole it. So you complaining if I butter you up like a biscuit?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Guys, you know, we have a lot of fun here, but bottom line is you're getting great content and great betting insights from some of the best in the business. And what you just heard from Don Bester is great betting insights. You know, his takes on, the days off between now and the next time these teams are playing, pond hockey, things like that, just amazing. Follow Don. You're going to follow him to the bank. Speaking about banks, that good-looking son of a gun, he hurt his back. He threw it out. I told you why. He dates them Kardashians. I'll tell you that. Pavlos Laguretos is the best I've ever seen in the history of this business in soccer. Matter of fact, he's the best I've ever seen in any individual sport in the history of this business. And I got to tell you, man, winning, and Pavlos, those names are synonymous. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side. He's got a free bets bet. Pavlos, take it away, buddy.
Thanks for all the kind words, Joe. I'm going to start off by saying that I had a monster week last week. 4 won 5% and 1 won 10%. But this week, I'm taking it slow. Just a couple of things about my personal life. I'm taking part in the Global Game Jam this weekend, which is essentially just a fun way for game developers from all over the world to come together and create a game, whether it is a board game or a video game or whatever, within 48 hours. So I'm having a blast every year. This is my 6th season. I'm gonna throw a lot of focus there because I have a basketball game, a basketball card game that I've been developing myself for the past 10 years. And now all the stars align, so I can maybe create it just for fun and see how it goes. So I'm taking things slow this weekend, and this week overall I do have 4 plays up for tonight. 3% plays and 1 2% play. Plays on the sides and on the totals. One of those 3% plays is the one between Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. Now, these two teams, they're playing in the EFL Cup today at 3 p.m. Eastern. This is the semifinals of the EFL Cup. This is the second leg. Manchester United, they won the first leg by 3-0 on the road. Now they're playing at home. So, that 3-0 deficit, they're practically through to the final. I mean, they have to lose by 3 or more goals in order to for that not to happen, and I just don't see it. I mean, no matter how bad Manchester United play, they're not going to lose by 3 or more goals. Now, Nottingham, I'm just going to start by saying that they bought 29 players this season, and keep in mind that the typical soccer roster is about 25 people, so they bought more people than the typical roster. So chemistry is an issue. Yes, they made a lot of additions, but there is no way all these additions have gelled in such a small amount of time, and they brought like 5 or 6 players in the last week alone. But still, they have a lot of talent, and they can prove to be very, very dangerous today. Now, Manchester United have already announced that they're gonna rotate their squad a lot in this match, but they do have some great depth in that squad. They did have an injury mishap with key man Christian Eriksen, who is by far. Actually, not by far, but he has been instrumental for them this season. He has dished out 7 assists, the most in this entire club, in this entire squad. So he's going to be missing for like 3 or 4 months, which was a huge blow. They're going to lose some of that creativity. They do have Bruno Fernandes, though, who is an excellent playmaker. And they did bring Marcel Sabitzer from Bayern Munich, who is going to be a jack of all trades there in the midfield. So I don't think they're going to lose some of that offensive punch because Christian Eriksen is out. Now, I'm going to take the over 2.5 goals here, minus 135. There is a lot of reasons why I like this play. Even though Manchester United are going to use their reserves, that doesn't mean that they're gonna, just play indifferently, because these players, they sit on the bench, match in and match out, and whenever they're given the chance, they're gonna fight for a spot in the starting lineup. So I expect, even with all this, with all that rotation in Manchester United, I expect their players to be very, very keen, on scoring and proving themselves tonight. While Nottingham, they lost the first leg at home by 3-0. They're coming here stress-free. They know that this is a semi-final. They're probably done for. They're gonna go out and have fun, and they have the quality to just hurt this Manchester United side. So I do expect both teams to get on the score sheet, but I'm taking just a little bit, the safety of just the over 2.5 goals at -135. Manchester United, they're on an 11-match winning streak in all competitions, with 8 of those wins producing at least 3 goals. They have 8 consecutive wins against Nottingham Forest, regardless of venue, and they've scored at least 3 goals in 7 of those 8 matches. And they've already beaten them twice this season. Both matches ended as 3-0. So the over 2.5 goals looks like a very safe way to approach this. -135. I think the line is going down a little bit. I think it's playable up to -140, but maybe just reduce to 2% if the line changes to 2.75, or if the odds are lower than -140. But the over 2.5 goals is the play here.
Great stuff from the Greek god of soccer. Pavlos Laguretos says, Man U, Nottingham, over 2.5 goals is a winner. He is the Greek god of soccer. There's nobody better. Now, Pavlos, I'd like to did you say the stars are aligning for some basketball situations that you're going to be doing now?
Yeah, but it's a card game. It's a video game. It's like a game concept that I've had in mind for like over a decade. But I never really gotten the chance because, real life stuff happens, and there's a lot of stuff to do, besides that. So I've put it in ice for many, many years. But now, again, the stars aligned because this global game jam is a way for me to actually develop this game and maybe have some fun with it. So come Monday, it will be available to download everywhere, hopefully, if it happens. So, it's just like a fun activity for people all over the world to get together and get to know each other, and develop their soft skills, like how you operate within a group, and stuff like that. So it's a really fun way. I've been enjoying this. It happens every year at this point in time, at the end of January. So this is going to be my 6th season, and hopefully I'll be able to put together a team to develop this game, and it's going to be fun. I'm telling you, it's called pick and troll. So you essentially play basketball with all these like cheating mechanisms, because I love board games. I'm just a quick note about me. I love board games and I love video games. But one thing I do hate is cheating. I've played with like hundreds of people in my life. Video games, board games, sports, you name it. I freaking hate cheaters. So everybody cheats in a board game, and I get really mad about it. So I said, okay, I'll make a game where you're allowed to cheat. You have to cheat in order to win. So it's like a fun game, like a party game where you sit, with a couple of beers and just have some fun playing some sort of basketball. So long story short, you're gonna hear all about it on Monday, I believe.
Well, we're excited for you. You're a real Renaissance man, and we're impressed. And we're going to be switching this the First Family Show over to its own channel on YouTube in 2 weeks. It'll be the day after the Super Bowl. Hopefully, you can come on and talk about that game and tell everybody where they can find it. So, sports fans, not since Galileo or Copernicus have the stars aligned, Pavlos Laguretos is going to show that he's a true Renaissance man. I look forward to that. But for the time being, go over to Sports Family after the show. Follow Pavlos. You're going to follow him to the bank. He is a winner. Speaking about winning, I know the other sexy D'Amico, Dionne D'Amico. I'm a little more savory. She's a little more sexy, whatever you want to do it. Any case, comes off another big winner, a 5% $2 Tuesday winner last night. Was that another total?
It was actually it was a total, but it was my game of the month yesterday for $2 Tuesday. And
$2 Tuesday, and it cashed in. But your totals, it was a college basketball total.
It was college basketball total.
See, guys, we know everything about each other, everything. We can finish each other's sentences. We know how to irritate each other better than anyone. I'll tell you that. But I will tell you, we don't know who each other has some days. Quite a few days. but another total winner in college basketball. I got to tell you, man, I don't do a lot of totals.
Of the month right now after yesterday's win are perfect 3-0 this season.
I did know that. I did know that they were perfect because I know you said something on the Sports Bubble Today show. I was sitting on the couch the other day. She did the sports. By the way, good job on Sports Bubble Today.
Thank you.
Dan and Rocky are easy to work with.
They really are. And Rocky, you can't but not love doing a show with him because he just kind of like makes everything so easy and so smooth and mellows you out.
What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that I make you a little antsy?
I don't know.
And my good buddy Dan does a good job over at Sports Memo Today. He tries, though. He tries to be as sexy and savory as me. He ain't got. Listen, Dan, even Babe Ruth had Lou Gehrig. Calm down, buddy. All right? There can only be one number one. You could be number two. There's only one number one. But no, I'm just kidding, Dan. You do a great job, and good luck in the future, buddy. And I do look forward to coming back on the show. I was on the show last week.
You were on
I had a lot of fun with Dan. I don't know. He said it's the first time he ever heard the word chlamydia on a sports betting show and something else.
Well, then he doesn't join us.
Then he doesn't join us very much in the morning. Guys, I want to talk about Dan. She comes off another 5% $2 Tuesday winner. Her totals in college basketball are money, money, money. I'm telling you right now, I don't do totals. So every time what you're talking about, and it's win. All right, I draw. Win. I draw. She's amazing. She's one of the best I've ever seen at those college basketball totals. She's going to tell you what she's been doing. She's going to tell you what you expect from her on the premium side. She's got a free best bet. Dionne, take it away.
Thank you. And as Joey did mention, we did have a nice big win yesterday with my 5% NCAA basketball game of the month yesterday for my $2 Tuesday play. And today we're going to go ahead and do it again with my NCAA basketball best bet, which are 100% this season. And if you can only bet one game today, then this is the one because it is by far the best bet on the board today. And in free plays, I did hit my free play yesterday on the morning show, and on the Sports Memo today, I did go 1-1. So for the day, I am 2-1 on free plays yesterday. And today we have another nice big winner for you. The odds makers have put out a total in the Northern Iowa Drake matchup that, in my opinion, is very, very low. 2 of their last 3 outings have gone over the total. And even in one meeting that went under with the total that is set for tonight's contest, that game would have gone over. As far as the Missouri Valley Conference goes, there are 5 teams clustered between first and second place. With the victory here, one of these 2 teams, which by the way are both tied for second, can leapfrog some of the others. Both offenses are clicking on all cylinders right now, averaging a combined 144.5 points per game. The Panthers entered this matchup having played 5 overs in their last 6 outings, while the Bulldogs have played 5 overs in their last 7 contests. This game is gearing up to be another high-scoring game, so go ahead and take the over in this one tonight.
Great stuff from the first lady of Las Vegas, killing it with these college basketball totals. She says over Panthers, Bulldogs. Yeah, I got to tell you, the way that you after the show go over, what do you got going on one more time tonight?
I have one game today. It is my NCAA basketball, just like you. My numbers didn't have a lot for me to choose from today. Usually when I do my numbers just like you, there's a lot of games that I find. Today was a little bit tougher for me with finding something, but I did find one that is, to me, by far the best bet on the board, and that's why it's just my one play for today. And if you can only bet one, this is the one because it's going to cash.
In my opinion, one winner is as good as 100. And I'm going to tell you right now, going 1-0 is better than anything. She's a winner. Follow Dan. By the way, you did say at the beginning of your breakdown something about doing it again.
Yes.
I thought you only said that on our first date. Anyway, we do this all the time, guys. We have a lot of fun. Let's open up the floor. Got a couple of questions, comments. Pavlos, you're a very popular guy. Everybody always loves Eric Catherine. Asked you about football play for today, and you gave him one, and Eric also said good morning to everybody else, and everybody, he said thank you to you. And Eric, great day, great story about Walgreens. Eric, thank you very much. We have a lot of fun here, but we do give you good content. I know I have an entertainment angle to what I do. I'm a little over the top, but this is me, and I can't bullshit. I'm not going to bullshit. I'm not going to be something I'm not or tone it down. I'm going to be me. I'm going to say what's on my mind when I want to say it. Because if I did anything less, Eric and my friends out there, you would know I was full of bunk. And I can't be that, man. And I know that she's used to it. She doesn't even flinch anymore. She's like a doctor in an OR, man. He don't even flinch at the blood anymore. And I know Don and Pavlos always say, Joe, Thank you. And I appreciate them, and I appreciate all you guys for all your kind words. And thank you very much, Joey V. I love Joey V. He always says such nice things to me.
He does.
We had a lot of nice comments
big
the last
fan of
few
yours.
weeks. The last few weeks, we had a lot of nice comments about this show, particularly how Dionne is the yin to my yang and how I'm just the right over the top. I appreciate all of you guys out there. We are going to be moving the First Family Show over to its own YouTube channel the day after the Super Bowl. We're not going to be changing too many things for Don and Pavlos. We've got commitments from quite a few. All of the Sportsman and Wager Talk guys that contribute, and a few guys that haven't had time to contribute, so they want to come on. We have a few things that will change, Don and Pavlos, and I want to tell you guys, I don't know if I let you in, where there will be once in a while some Vegas headliners and some celebrities coming on, talking sports. We do have fun. I had a lot of fun on my CBS show over the years with Wayne Newton and Carrot Top and Vince Neil and people and all these other headliners from the Strip. But we have a lot of people that want to come on and talk sports with us. We had a lot of fun with guys from like Backstreet and NSYNC and 98 Degrees. Our good friend Jeff Timmons, who came on quite a few times. Big Ohio guy, and always talks to Ohio State.
Well, he himself played football.
He played football. A lot of people didn't know that, and we pulled him for a guy. We're about the same height. I think he played safety. We must have been a monster player to play Division I at 5'6", 5'8", whatever he is. But we also are going to have some ex-players that you know and love, some ex-superstars from the NHL, the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, some great college athletes. We'll have some ex-fighters and some ex-boxers and UFC guys. I have a lot of friends. We have a lot of friends, guys. They want to come on. They want to talk sports. Now, I want to say something very quickly to throw out a disclaimer. We have a lot of friends that are current ball players. We don't talk sports with them. We do not talk sports. We don't talk games. It would be immoral, and it would hurt these current ball players if there was even a picture of us with them, moreover than Dionne, because everybody knows I gamble a lot. We don't have that type of relationship, okay? There are guys that are current athletes that I go food shopping with on a regular basis. I'm not kidding. We go to farmers markets. We go here. We go there. So we don't talk sports. I would never cross that line or hurt somebody's livelihood. A picture with me with somebody like that can hurt their livelihood, and I would never do that. That's not something I don't want to do. So having said that, if you're going to get some current people, we've had people that say, I'd like to come on the show. So you can't. It's a gambling show. You are a current athlete. Well, I want to talk sports. I get it. Maybe if we did a different type of show, we could have you on. But we've had quite a few people reach out that are current players. Now, having said that, Don and Pavlos, I want to segue into something else. Then we're going to go get closing thoughts and comments from Don, from Pavlos, from Dionne. Then we're going to run down today's place. God bless you.
Thank you.
There was something I read early this morning. I did not read it thoroughly, Don and Pavlos. So I want to just touch base on it. I'm not fully educated on the subject, but guys, apparently the head official in the AFC title game, son, made a huge bet on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Don, you're shaking your head. Did you read this already?
Well, I saw it. I saw it on Twitter, so we'll go from there. I'm not sure how true it is when you see something there, but I did. It did pass my timeline last night when I was studying my games about 2 a.m. So,
well, this is certainly something that guys. I want to tell you something. Living in Las Vegas, having said that, prior to the social media explosion, the last 15, 18, 20 years. So I'm here 32 years. I bought my house December of 89, moved here July of 90. Guys, I got to tell you, in those days, the UNLV running Rebels were rock stars. There was no team on the planet in collegiate or professional level that were rock stars like the Rebels. I will tell you that. And Vegas was Vegas back then. Hell, back then, before they really cleaned up, and just to clear it up, prostitution is not legal in the county limits. They're illegal in other places. But you used to know who the working girls were in the casinos. Now they chase them out or down the streets. It wasn't as shady as it is now. It was a little cleaner, to be honest with you, back then. But it wasn't a big thing for literally mobsters or known criminals to hang out with professional fighters, professional ball players, college athletes. It happened every single day. And then as social media started spurring up, there was a scandal with the Rebels. It happened at a party that I attended. Somebody took a picture of some of the Rebels in a hot tub with a guy that was a known gambler and a lot of stuff. And that was the thing. But, nowadays with everybody having a camera on their phone or video, God forbid, and things can be taken out of context. I could be walking like my son, Pavlos, Don, my son used to take him to all these autograph and baseball card inventions, and you name it. So I could go and sit down with John Smith, who was the biggest baseball player in the league, and somebody could have snapped a picture of us. They could have put that now on Twitter and said, well, Joe D'Amico's talking with Yankees center fielder John Smith, and that would, but that's taken out of context. They cut out that my son is there and he's 8 and he's, so things like that. So, having said that, we're not going to have people on the show like that, but this is an interesting thing because if there's a hint of impropriety, it has to be looked into. Unfortunately, we all know that there's been probably 7 or 8 situations over the years where players were involved. And that is, to me, is some of those shadiest things in the world. I'll be honest with you. To me, that's just the shadiest crap in the world. So having said that, I don't know how truthful this is, guys. I'm just merely saying I didn't read into it. I just read it very quickly. But we do know that something that serious, they're going to look into. And hopefully it's just coincidental. It really is. And can I tell you something? Shame on that referee's son for even making a bet, to be honest with you. It's ridiculous. When your dad's your referee, man, you can go near a sports book, near a racetrack if you even that can
have one of your buddies to place the bet. Have somebody else place the bet for you.
Yes, you're right. But at the same token, then if it does come out, and everything comes out these days, Pablo, everything comes out. We were talking before the air, before we went on the air, that he heard a rumor of a famous athlete who likes to wear his wife's undergarments, and we were laughing at it. If that stuff comes out, man, guys don't want to go in the locker room with that guy anymore. Who knows?
You never know.
You never know. They
still want to go in the locker room.
They still will want to go, yeah. But it's just things. Everything comes out these days, and you're right though. But unfortunately, they're going to look into it, and I doubt that whoever this official is going to be. I don't know if he was up for doing the Super Bowl or not, but I doubt he's going to be in the Super Bowl. That could really hurt somebody, and I hope there's no truth to it, or no relation. The fact that the guy's son, the referee's son, but you never know these days. Having said that, closing thoughts and comments, Pavlos, for our viewers.
Nothing. Super happy to be in this show and continuing to be in this show. For many months and many years to come. Hopefully, as I said, this is a slow week for me. I do have 4 plays up for tonight. You can get them all for $25. This is just 6.25 euro, not euros, dollars per match. I think these are all. I think I'm going 4-0 to be honest with this place, guys. Tomorrow I'm passing. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm going to be working hard on my. I'm not sure if it's going to be a video game or a card game yet. It's all going to be decided on Friday, but I will have some plays up for this weekend. But it's probably going to be a slow weekend for me. I'm going to be looking mostly at La Liga. After this show, if something big comes up, you guys will be the first to know.
Great stuff. Don Buster, closing thoughts and comments for our viewers, please.
Yeah, I just will say exactly what Pavlos had to say. I appreciate you having me on Wednesdays. I know I'll only do every Wednesday, but I'm glad I have a spot here. Best of luck with all the show that's after the Super Bowl. Hopefully everything will go well. I'm sure it will. It'll be a different show, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out for everyone.
Don,
just one more thing. There's the NHL is, as I said, is on a break, so they won't start back until Monday. I do not, throw money or darts at some stupid all-star game. That's just anybody that does to me. I don't know. Anyways, I won't. Sorry, I should not probably go there, but it's bad gambling if you're throwing darts at that. I can see if you want to throw some pizza money on it so you have a bet because everybody needs a bet. But there'll be nothing for me, and I'll start back Monday or Tuesday with the NHL. So it'll be all college basketball, and we're doing pretty well in college basketball this year. I will have, I think, depending on the line for tomorrow, I've already looked ahead, I will have a 5% up tomorrow if my line stays where I think it's going to stay in college basketball. That will only be our second one of the entire season. So again, thanks for having me on Wednesdays, guys.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Don. I do want to tell you, You can go there anytime you want, anytime we're around, because I'll tell you what, I believe that anybody puts serious money on those All-Star games needs to call 1-800-GAMBLERS Anonymous. They need help. No, you know what, Pavlos, for many years, the NBA All-Star game, a lot of guys, because they never played defense, over. And then people started getting serious with that. You know what they started doing? They started making the overs 378 points. and then, it was crazy. And then they still went over a couple times. But I will tell you, and once in a while, what I will do, because I feel, in my opinion, the baseball All-Star game, some of those guys, because there's bonuses and stuff and things and pride, that sometimes I'll put out a side or a total, say, they got pictures of the hitters or something. But I'll just say, hey, do this. But I don't put it. But this is strictly for entertainment purposes. Something you want to put. If you're a $10,000 bettor, here's a $100 play. You're a $100 bettor, here's a $10 play. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Have fun. Give you something to watch. Root for. Well, you want to bet a couple of things, guys. You can't be serious on this thing. I agree with you 100%, Don. And having said that, one of our viewers, Tommy Kingston. Hey, Tom, how are you, buddy? I love that picture, Tom. God, you got a good-looking family. Tom says get Gronk on. Now, funny thing, guys, I know Gronk. I can say that now. He's retired. We hope he's retired. You don't know if Tom Brady's coming. If Tom Brady's coming back, we never know. But Gronk, I know Gronk. He's always a lot of fun. You know, we have a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes together. He used to come out to a lot of the parties by the pool at the Hard Rock. Now, guys, I'm too old for those parties. I was too old for them 20 years ago. But used to hang out before and after once in a while with him and some of his buddies. Always a good time. You know what? He would be fun to have on. Dionne likes him.
I don't know. There's just something about him. I just love him. He cracks me up. I mean, there's just a likable, goofy quality about him.
Well, I had him laughing his ass off that time. I told him he reminds me of Master Blaster. If you guys don't remember Master Blaster from the movie Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, the big guy with the helmet. Yeah, all right. Master was the dwarf on top of him. But when the guy's helmet came up, he had this little baby face, and he had this big, humongous body. And I said, "That's you. You're Master Blaster." So we had a lot of fun. He laughed his butt off. He said, "Man, what is that?" Yeah. So we had a lot of fun, but we'll try that. Let's go down the free plays now. First and foremost, guys, I passed today. I do not have a play. I'm not here to even a free play. I don't want you guys putting your heart and money on something. I said because I won my last few free plays. But the one short thing I am going to give you today is that I am still the sexiest and most savory guy in the business. Don Buster, what'd you have for everybody tonight?
I have Carolina, Buffalo over 6.5. Best of luck to everybody in all your plays, and have a great day.
I love that. Pavlos?
I have the over 2.5 goals in the match between Manchester United and Nottingham on Wednesday, English EFL Cup, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Great stuff. Dionne, what'd you have for everyone?
I took the over 136.5 in the Panthers Bulldogs, and this one here actually almost made it as a premium play today.
God, I love you. You're so cute today, too. Let's go make out. Let's go make out with your lip gloss. All right, Dan, can you take us on out of here while you got the mic, please?
I can. So make sure you head on over to Sports Memo and Wager Talk and pick up that Super Bowl to Super Bowl discount that we have going on right now for $11.99. That comes down to less than $100 a month. And if you purchase that today, you're going to get 2 extra weeks thrown in for that. So that is an amazing deal. So make sure you head on over to either site, pick that up for some of your favorite handicappers. And also make sure that you follow all of the amazing cappers on the First Family Show on Twitter, along with myself and Joe. And make sure you tune into all the Sports Memo TV shows for some free winners and some great betting insights. And on behalf of Pavlos, Don, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck. Have a winning day.